Viterbo College, one of Wisconsin's finest independent colleges. And wholesome bread, baked by your friends at Erickson Bakeries. Now your host and moderator, Ed Seielstad.
Well, we've reached the 28th game in our season-long series, and we're still searching for that 8th team to fill out the playoffs and make it a nice, round, even number. 7 schools have won 3 games in a row and reached the playoffs, and perhaps one of these 2 schools will win 3 in a row and join them. Logan High School going for its 2nd victory in a row, challenged by Westby. So let's meet. First of all, the team members from Westby High School.
Tom Miller, junior. Greg Olmsted, senior.
David Avila, senior.
Scott Harris, junior.
Charles Miller is the coach at Westby, and the alternate is Dan O'Dean. Logan going for its 2nd win in a row. Let's meet those team members.
Matt Allen, junior.
Steve Duffrin, freshman.
Shane Folks, senior.
Jeff Jenks, senior.
Diane Gebhardt is the coach at Logan. The alternate is Eric Risto. And serving as judge from Viterbo College, Sister Ione Nealon. Welcome.
Thank you. It's good to be here, and good luck, both of you.
Okay, what do you think? You all set and ready to answer some questions?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, let's go. We'll find out just how ready they are right after we take a break for this.
One child, one life, your chance to give.
You know, I used to wonder how I could help, how I could make a difference to a child. Well, I found one of the best ways. I sponsor a child in a developing country through Foster Parents Plan. For just 72 cents a day, only $22 a month, you can make it possible for a child to have schooling, medical care, and hope. Call now, because your love does make the difference.
Viterbo College offers 8 different pre-professional programs. Each is designed to prepare you for the professional school of your choice.
Viterbo College was my first choice to prepare me for dental school because of the excellent faculty and staff I found there. I felt the faculty-to-student ratio was comfortable for me to learn in, and I'd like to thank Viterbo for that.
Viterbo College, challenging, innovative, affordable.
When you buy Country Hearth Bread, you're buying natural goodness. When you buy Country Hearth Bread, you're buying quality ingredients because Country Hearth Bread has no artificial preservatives. When you buy Country Hearth Bread, you're buying nutrition to grow on. Your whole family will love the soft-textured quality of Country Hearth Bread.
Nature's gift of goodness. Country Hearth Bread.
Okay, teams, there's your buzzer, your first 10-point toss-up. Would you most likely be an economist, astronomer, journalist, or poet if you received a Nieman Fellowship, a Sigma Delta Chi Award, and a Pulitzer Prize? Jenks, Logan.
Journalist?
A journalist is right.
I'll go with history.
History, 30-pointer. Categories: entertainment, history, miscellaneous science, and U.S. presidents. It used to be said that the sun never sets on the British Empire. In 1857, the British Empire replaced the Muslim Empire that had ruled the greater part of India since 1526. For 30 points, name the empire finally ended by the chaos of the Indian Mutiny. The Mughal Empire. Let's try this one for 10 points, teams. Diaphantine, simultaneous, chemical, linear, integral, and quadratic. These are all Duffer and Logan.
Equations.
You got it.
Presidents, please.
Going for presidents this time, and it's a 30-pointer. That is, if you can name this U.S. president on your first clue. If it takes you 2 clues, 20 points, all 3 clues, 10. Still haven't got the answer by then, I'll give it to you. Remember, just 1 answer per clue. He was born on the 4th of July, 1872.
Coolidge?
Calvin Coolidge is right. Toss-up time. A lady duke is a duchess. A lady baron is a baroness. What is the feminine counterpart of the title Earl? Avila, Westby.
Dame?
No. Logan? Duffer?
Lady?
Countess. You are in European Turkey, preparing to walk all the way to Paris. Not counting Turkey and France, What is the minimum number of countries through which you must pass on your trip? Duffer and Logan.
4.
No. Miller, Westby?
5.
Nope, 3. Either Bulgaria or Greece, Yugoslavia, and Italy. Whittier's bitter poem, Ichabod, reviled this senator for his decisive support of the Missouri Compromise. Stephen Vincent Benet celebrated him as the only lawyer. Miller, Westby.
Daniel Webster.
Daniel Webster is right.
History.
You're going for history and 20 points. The United States Congress passed an act in 1862 giving away tracts of land to those who would agree to improve them. Now, for 10 points apiece, what was the name of this 1962 act?
The Homestead Act.
The Homestead Act, okay. How many acres of land did the Homestead Act make available to each settler?
160.
160 acres is correct. Try this one for 10 teams. The same word appears as part of the title of a film by Francois Truffaut, a film by Michelangelo Antonioni, and a film by Brian De Palma. What is this 4-letter word? Blow. The film's The 400 Blows, Blow Up, and Blow Out. The name's the same, teams. The leader of Egypt from 1805 to 1849, and the winner of a 1971 Supreme Court case involving his legal right as a conscientious objector as a member of the Muslim faith. What's the name? Miller, Westby.
Muhammad.
No. Logan? The name we were looking for is Ali. In 1981, Nolan Ryan established a new record for career no-hitters, breaking the tie with Sandy Koufax for 10 points. Miller, Westby.
5. 5 no-hitters.
Well, not completely, no. Repeat the question now for Logan. In 1981, Nolan Ryan established a new record for career no-hitters, breaking the tie with Sandy Koufax. How many does Ryan have, and for what 2 teams did he pitch them? I'm going to have to throw it out. I saw something that looked like consultation up there. Remember, no consultation whatsoever on any type of a toss-up question. 5 no-hitters was right, but the other part of the question, the Houston Astros and California Angels. In Matthew 5:9, the Sermon on the Mount tells us that blessed are the peacemakers. According to this biblical passage, what shall they be called? Fuchs, Logan.
Sons of God.
No. Westby? Miller?
Children of Israel.
Nope. Children of God. Born Irving Larheim in 1895, he had great critical success late in life, starring in Waiting for Godot in 1956. But he is still best remembered as the Cowardly Lion in Miller, Westby.
Bert Lahr.
Bert Lahr is right.
History, please.
Staying with history, this time it's 20 pointers. Okay, you may want to jot these down, Westby. The Louisiana Purchase, the Mexican Secession, the Alaska Purchase, the Gadsden Purchase, or the Virgin Island Purchase. Now, for 10 points each, which cost the most money? Virgin Islands, 25 million. Which cost the least?
Gadsden.
Gadsden, did you say? No, Alaska, 7.2 million. During his wanderings, Tom Jones encountered the eccentric man of the hill, who, in the Arabian Nights, encountered the old man of the sea. Miller, Westby.
Sinbad?
Sinbad, right.
History.
Okay, and we're down to the next to the last one in the history category. Recently, we've had Watergate, Koreagate, and Abscam. This sudden death bonus concerns an earlier misdeed, the Teapot Dome affair. Correct answers are worth 10 points each, but keep in mind, an incorrect answer will end the bonus. Here's your first one. What commodity made Teapot Dome worth bribing a government official?
Oil.
All right, now for the second one. Who was president during this scandal?
Harding.
Warren Harding. And finally, Albert Fall was sentenced to fines and imprisonment for accepting a bribe. What cabinet post did he hold at the time?
Secretary of the Interior.
Secretary of the Interior is correct. Toss-up time for 10. These celestial bodies have the appearance of stars when viewed through a telescope. Duffer and Logan.
Planets?
No. Westby, I'll repeat the question. These celestial bodies have the appearance of stars when viewed through a telescope, but they're so distant that their light takes 13 billion years to reach us. They're believed to be the most distant and luminous objects in the universe. What is this class of faint blue celestial objects? Miller?
Quasars.
Quasar is right.
History, please.
You want that last one in the history category. Okay. Once again, you may want to jot these things down. 4 of the leading explorations of the New World in the last 200 years have been John Fremont's expeditions to California and Oregon, Zebulon Pike's expedition to the Rockies, Daniel Boone's blazing of the Wilderness Road in Kentucky, and Alexander von Humboldt's exploration of the Amazon River. Now, for 10 points apiece, which of these 4 occurred first?
Boone.
Daniel Boone's right, 1775. And which of these 4 occurred last?
Humboldt.
No, John Fremont, 1848 to 54. Pike's was 06, Humboldt was 1799 to 1804. And that's the buzzer ending the first half, and we'll be back in just a moment. Check that first half official score, but right now let's pause for this.
Farmers in La Crosse County have a tradition of showing respect for the river, bluffs, and coulees which are part of our natural landscape. The first contour strips in the nation were installed here in 1873. Since that time, over 6,000 miles have been added, helping to hold our precious topsoil and conserving our waters. Help carry on this tradition. Become a soiled steward. It's a way of life.
For me, a family farmer, conservation is a way of life. I'm protecting my investment in this farm through a sound conservation program. Invest in your future and your families.
When you buy Country Hearth Bread, you're buying natural goodness. When you buy Country Hearth Bread, you're buying quality ingredients because Country Hearth Bread has no artificial preservatives. When you buy Country Hearth Bread, you're buying nutrition to grow on. Your whole family will love the soft-textured quality of Country Hearth Bread.
Nature's gift of goodness. Country Hearth Bread.
And at the midway point of game 28, it's Westby with 95 points, Logan 45. And we'll be back with more questions and answers right after this.
Meet the family of Central Wisconsin Bank Shares, a growing network of community banks that have joined together to provide the resources and capabilities of large metropolitan banks. Central Wisconsin Bank Shares has found a better way to provide worthwhile financial services, and they're proud to sponsor one of today's most worthwhile television programs, the Viterbo High Quiz Bowl.
One of your local Central Wisconsin Bank Share affiliates
is New Lisbon State Bank.
When you buy Country Hearth Bread, you're buying natural goodness. When you buy Country Hearth Bread, you're buying quality ingredients because Country Hearth Bread has no artificial preservatives. When you buy Country Hearth Bread, you're buying nutrition to grow on. Your whole family will love the soft-textured quality of Country Hearth Bread.
Nature's gift of goodness. Country Hearth Bread.
Okay, there's the buzzer starting the second half. Before we get to that next toss-up, naturally, the next time you hear the buzzer, game's over. Goes off while I'm asking a question, I'll end the game right there. The team is in the process of answering a question when the final buzzer sounds. Naturally, I'll let you complete that particular answer. Milan's La Scala is an opera house and company. Companies of a different sort are involved with Paris La Bourse. What is La Bourse? Duffer and Logan.
An art gallery?
No. Westby? Anybody? Miller?
Theater?
The French Stock Exchange. It is never too late to give up our prejudices. The mass of men lead lives of quiet desperation. For many years, I was self-appointed inspector of snowstorms and rainstorms. What literary work contains all 3 of those memorable quotations? Homestead, Westby.
Walden?
Pardon?
Walden.
Walden, right.
Presidents, please.
U.S. presidents for 25. Although the majority of U.S. presidents have served in the armed forces, only 5 have served in the Navy. For 5 points apiece, identify these 5 ex-sailors. And I'll give you 10 seconds to put your list together. Okay, what have you got?
Kennedy.
All right.
Carter. Johnson.
Okay.
And Johnson.
No. Okay, Kennedy, Johnson, and Carter were 3 of them. The others, Richard Nixon and Gerald Ford. In area, it is the largest arena in the history of mankind. It can accommodate nearly 100,000 people. It is also the world's largest steel-constructed room, covering 13 acres and rising to a height of 27 stories. Identify this sports arena. Duffer and Logan.
The Houston Astrodome.
No. Westby? Homestead?
Superdome.
Superdome. Louisiana Superdome, right.
Presidents, please.
Back to presidents we go. This time you're shooting for 20 points. George Washington was the first president who did not previously serve as vice president. For 10 points each, who was the second man to become president without first serving as vice president?
John Quincy Adams.
Nope. James Madison. Who was the first vice president who did not later go on to become president?
Aaron Burr. Aaron Burr.
Aaron Burr is right. Tradition credits him to have been the first person to call himself a philosopher. He taught his disciples to believe in the transmigration of souls. He taught that numbers were the essence of the universe and did pioneer work in determining the relationship of musical harmonies. Name this ancient Greek figure. Jenks Logan.
Plato?
No. Westby? Miller?
Socrates.
Pythagoras. On August 13th, 1981, a gunboat was hijacked by exiled commandos in the Bay of Cadiz, Spain, and sailed in due course to Marseille, France, where the hijackers demanded permission to refuel. What nation's ship was involved in that incident? Duffer, Logan?
England?
No. Westby? Villa?
Soviet Union.
Iran. Captain Cuthbert Clutterbuck was a pseudonym for the border minstrel, as he was known. In novels which he introduced to the public in the early 19th century, he listed himself as the author of Waverley. His contemporaries may not have been able to name him. You'll receive 10 points if you can. Homestead, Westby.
Hamlin Garland.
No. Logan? Sir Walter Scott. For 10 points, which element in the periodic table has the shortest name? Homestead, Westby.
Iron.
No. Fuchs?
Neon?
Tin. Congress, upon the initiative of the Reagan administration, has eliminated the public service employment programs of CETA, C-E-T-A. But the private sector training program continues. For what 4 words does the acronym CETA stand? Some people are trying to figure it out. Comprehensive Employment Training Act. The shooting company of Captain Franz Banning Cook is one of his most famous paintings. A cleaning of the canvas following World War II revealed that Rembrandt had set the scene in daylight. In spite of the discovery, the work is usually known by what popular name? Suddenly we've run into some tough ones. The Night Watch. Okay, try this one. In 1936, he won the first Oscar given for Best Supporting Actor for his performance in Come and Get It. He also won Best Supporting Actor in 1938 for Kentucky and in 1940 for The Westerner. Name this frequently imitated character actor. Dufferin, Logan.
Charlie Chaplin.
No. Homestead, Westby.
James Cagney.
Walter Brennan. A former Harvard professor, he became chairman of the board of the North American Soccer League in 1978. Among other places, he is still seen on talk shows and in the comic strip Doonesbury. Name this former United States Secretary of State under Nixon and Ford. Miller, Westby.
Kissinger.
Henry Kissinger.
Science.
Okay, first time in the science category. 9 chemical elements have symbols beginning with the letter P. You'll earn 10 points for naming 3 of them and 5 points each for any 4 more you can name. I'll give you 15 seconds to see what you can do with this.
Potassium, polonium.
Let's go slow here because we got to find these things. Okay,
Potassium.
go ahead.
Potassium, polonium, platinum, phosphorus, plutonium. And that's
Well, you got polonium and platinum, but lead, palladium, did you say phosphorus?
yes.
Oh, you said phosphorus, okay. Phosphorus, so you got 3 of them. Plutonium, praseodymium, promethium, and protactinium were the other ones. So I believe, Mary, if we got it right, we got 3 out of that, right? Okay. It often seems that Libya has no friends among the families of nations. However, in 1980, Libya signed an agreement with another Middle Eastern country. Fuchs, Logan.
Syria.
Syria is right.
Presidents.
Back to presidents, and this time we're shooting for 20 points. You probably know that 9 of our presidents either died in office or resigned, and that of these 9, William Henry Harrison left the longest unfilled term, almost 4 years. Which president left the shortest unfilled term?
Kennedy.
John F. Kennedy is correct. And we go back to the toss-ups for 10. It contains the stories of Gideon, Jephthah, Deborah, and Samson. Name Dufferin, Logan.
The Bible.
No. I'll repeat the question now for Westby. It contains the stories of Gideon, Jephthah, Deborah, and Samson. Name the 7th book of the Old Testament. Miller?
Judges.
Judges is right.
Science again.
Back to science, this time a 20-pointer. The source of the great energy released in nuclear fission arises from the fundamental fact that the mass of the final product is for less than that of the original reactants. The lost mass appears as energy in an amount specified in a famous equation. State the equation.
E equals mc squared.
E equals mc squared is correct. For 10 points on this toss-up. Patriots of many countries may be moved by the sight of the old red, white, and blue flag. Britain, France, Italy, the Netherlands, or Norway. Whose flag doesn't share our colors? Fuchs, Logan.
Italy.
Italy is correct. Red, white, and green.
Presidents.
Presidents, last one in that category. As a result of poor eyesight, President Reagan never saw combat in World War II, but he did serve. In what branch of the armed forces did Ronald Reagan serve?
Army.
Army is right. And what rank did he achieve?
Lieutenant.
Well, captain. His uncle Alfred won 9 Oscars as a composer, conductor, and arranger. He wrote the score for Ragtime, as well as turning out successful albums like Little Criminals and Trouble in Paradise. Name this composer-performer. Randy Newman. Try this for 10. He stayed on the first for 11 months, on the second for 6 years. Identify the islands of Napoleon's exile. Miller, Westby.
St. Helena and Elba. St. Helena and Elba.
Okay, you got them both, and that buzzer ends the game right there. We'll be back in just a moment, of course, to check that final official score and award the certificates. Tell you about next week, but right now this.
brand names, labels you know and trust for quality, including the famous IGA brand. Independent research and strict quality control tests proved IGA foods equal or superior to national brands in flavor, color, and texture. In fact, the only area where IGA consistently comes in lower is price. For the finest foods and real savings, look for the famous name in foods, IGA. Our best is still your best buy.
When you buy Country Hearth Bread, you're buying natural goodness. When you buy Country Hearth Bread, you're buying quality ingredients because Country Hearth Bread has no artificial preservatives. When you buy Country Hearth Bread, you're buying nutrition to grow on. Your whole family will love the soft-textured quality of Country Hearth Bread.
Nature's gift of goodness. Country Hearth Bread.
When you don't have a budget for your finances, money just seems to disappear. It's not just how much you've got that counts. One trick is making a home business center to organize the records and figures you need to set a budget and stay with it. It could work financial magic. To find out how to make your home business center, contact your Cooperative Extension Service.
Contact your Extension office in La Crosse County. Call 785-9593.
Interesting game, sister. What was the final score?
The final score is Westby 205 and Logan 90.
All right, so you have some certificates you want to hand out?
It's a $500 scholarship to Westby. Congratulations. And a $300 scholarship to Logan.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Good.
Well, before we let you go, I know you've got a couple of notes there that you want to pass along about Viterbo.
Right. The Viterbo Theater Arts Department will be presenting the play Death Trap, which is a comedy thriller, in the Black Box Theater May 2nd to 4th at 8 p.m. and on Sunday, May 5th at 2 p.m. The tickets are $4. It should be a good performance, and we hope to see many there.
Okay, with just 2 games of the regular season left, that means Westby is the only school now that can reach the playoffs and join the other 7 that we have, and next week you'll be coming back and going against Richland Center High School.
Isn't it more than size? You bet it is. But if size concerns you, Viterbo College is smaller than most colleges, about 1,100 students. Why not enroll where your needs and interests come first, where you can be in the mainstream of activity? At Viterbo College, you can have closer friends. Some of them might even be faculty members. Viterbo College, try us on for size and variety and friendliness.
This has been High Quiz Bowl, sponsored by Wholesome Bread, baked by your friends at Erickson Bakeries, and Viterbo College, one of Wisconsin's finest independent colleges.
WKBT La Crosse Television 8.
Next on Barney Miller, Jack Sue remembered.
I don't feel It was a fresh pond. Recognize anyone?
Oh, it's hard to tell. Everyone looks so much alike.
I know what you mean. I'm Japanese, too.